So calorie counting is one way to improve my shape, but is that enough? And the answer is no. So let's look at emotional eating. So we need to get our emotional eating under control. So what I'm going to get you guys to do is I'm going to get you to fill out this survey. Now you're going to score 0 for never, 1 for rarely, 2 for sometimes, 3 for often, and 4 for almost always. And we're now going to work out whether or not you guys are emotional eaters. If you guys are emotional eaters, we have a problem. Because most emotional eaters will always relapse and put on the body fat that they dropped. Okay? Question number 1. I try, but I fail to maintain the body shape that I want. And I'm going to go back and remind you what the scoring is. Never, rarely, sometimes, often, and almost always. I'll go back to the question. Just write down 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Next question. I feel like I'm out of control when I'm eating. Just write down 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now, you don't have to ask your friend. You should be answering this yourself. I eat when I'm physically hungry. People go, well, obviously I eat when I'm physically hungry. Well, not all people do. Next question. I turn to food when I'm stressed or upset. So those giggles are an automatic 4. Question 5. I use food as a source of pleasure or reward. Like this guy, he's got that grin, he knows what he's in for. Next question. I think a lot about food. Next question. I sabotage my efforts by eating. Now think clearly about that question. We're talking about your lifestyle right now.
Because it's changed since Monday.
Well, if it's changed since Monday, then I want you to fill it up assuming that today is Sunday. I want to assume that it's Sunday. I binge eat or graze eat. And there's a difference between both. Binge eating, I'm not really eating throughout the course of the day, and then whack, I'll take in 2,000 or 3,000 calories in one sitting. And the graze eating is when you eat constantly throughout the course of the day. I feel ashamed of myself and my eating. Don't look at your partner's answer. And food helps me deal with my feelings. For some people, the answer is yes. So now, please don't take out your calculators because I'll be very disappointed. I now want you to add up your totals. And don't tell me what they are, but I'm going to show you what the outcome of your answers are. Quickly add up your totals. Okay, once you've added up your totals, I want you to have a look at this. That's the interpretation of that survey. Now, I want you guys to keep something in mind here. Oh, we just started boot camp on Monday, and Ray, I'm eating really well. I'm exercising, I'm doing all the right things, I'm on the accelerator, I've followed nutritional guidelines, I've logged on to the Rush Hour website, and I've downloaded the red, orange, and yellow dietary guidelines. I'm really excited, but keep in mind that some of you are 35 and 40 years old. So 2 days of changing your eating habits, I don't want you to start answering this question based upon what's happening right now. I want you to think about where you've been. Now, if you've just answered 12 and you know you're probably 21, I want you to think about what the 21 outcome is. And if you score 20 and you should really be 35, then I want you to have a look at the implication of that as well. And the reason why I want you to do that is I want you to go back to my original statement. Those people who are emotional eaters are the most likely to relapse and become emotional eaters again. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that you guys need to address whatever it is that's causing the emotional eating. For some people, it's the fact they've separated from their partner. For others, it could be a lost child. It could be the fact they've lost their job or broken off with their boyfriend or they've suffered bankruptcy or whatever it may be. But if every time that situation occurs, for example, you see your ex-husband or your ex-partner or whatever it may be, if every time you see them that triggers off the emotional eating, then unless you address that, you're going to be emotionally eating for the rest of your life. Okay? I don't want to divulge too much in this because I know it's quite sensitive, but the thing to keep in mind, guys, is I would say 80% of our clients would be suffering this. And when I go through the medical histories of our clients, I can tell you that's really relevant among the majority of us. May not necessarily be you, but the majority of the clients that train with us.